Chat, here we go. We have a nice 1v1 matchup as players are starting to make their way to London for the upcoming RLCS Major. And whether or not Juicy's in London or not, he's definitely in EU. And today, he is going to play a matchup against Lostt. Now, the past couple 1v1s that we have seen Juicy play actually looked really good. I think the last time we had him on was right after the previous Major that he was able to win and was looking like the MVP on that final day. Or I shouldn't say just looking like it. He did get the award for MVP. And he showed that he was ready to play some ones as well. I think he played against Feer and at least one other top-level opponent. Might have been a Moxie matchup or something. It was one other good player, and he was able to take them both down. Now, Lostt 1v1 history, if you guys don't know, he signs himself up for tough challenges over and over and over again. So the record might not look so great, but he looks decent in every one of the matches, and his biggest win is a win against his Furia teammate Yan. But he's been able to take games off of all the top players and stay relevant in series. Will Juicy be the guy he can get another win against? That'll be the question. I'm not sure when Furia made it to EU to start boot camping, but a lot of people excited about what they're going to see from Furia. Furia starting to waver slightly over there in South America in terms of their level of dominance. Enough that maybe people are starting to speculate whether or not they're still that top 8 team. The top 8 was so clear in the last Major, but it's been a few months. I'm sure Furia feel that they're not only still that top 8 team, but that team that went 3-0 in Swiss and was looking like one of the best teams in the world. It's tough when you lose only a single time to, I believe it was the previous world champions, right? Furia had to play Vitality in that first quarterfinal round and got eliminated. So they're probably looking for revenge on their one loss, but maybe they can get just a little taste of revenge by taking down the previous champs in a 1v1. Lostt up 3-1. Feer, do you think you could beat them in a 1v2 yet? I mean, that's a foregone conclusion. There's a reason why they're playing each other and not 2v1ing me. We wouldn't want it to be boring. Juicy gonna catch this in the air while the ball headed the opposite way. Oh my goodness, the fake! Lostt tried to pull off of this defensively, and then the wave dash landing on the shot to pop it up. When Lostt recognized it was a fake, he actually almost put himself in the perfect position, but still, Juicy places it top shelf and brings himself one goal closer. Juicy chaining some wall dashes together to get a demo. Now we'll start a full field dribble. Lostt is actually hiding behind the ball with the ceiling challenge. Not often does that happen. Usually completely hiding behind the ball is something that's only ever really happening on ground dribbles. Juicy able to grab this midfield boost. Lostt going to pinch it away. Likely back off and give Juicy all the space in the world. One of the players we've been watching get a lot of wins recently is Nuggets from England. And he has been showing how you can be relentless at all times and never leave the play and really force your opposition to play a game they don't want to. But in the game without Nugget, there's going to be a lot more space. And Lostt tests Juicy by sending one to the backboard, and Juicy with no boost did not get a clean enough touch to avoid the follow-up goal. Juicy reversing out of the demo attempt from Lostt and trying to get back involved in the play. I think that Lostt, there's probably a way he could have played that counterattack out of the corner such that he could get to that ball quicker on the second touch and maybe even scored, but he popped it so far out to the midfield. Allows Juicy to break it up, and there'll be another race from the back corner involving a ton of dashes. But again, Juicy, wait, back in time, has to make a second diving save though on the post, as his first clear was not very effective. Now playing on 12 Just a pad to work with. Lostt trying to be aggressive. First bump, though, does not demo him, and Juicy able to get his own back corner boost. Now he'll take to the skies, try and punish Lostt, who was just resetting on boost at the midfield. Thought maybe he could play it quick enough that Lostt would be out of position, but credit to him for picking up the 100 and quickly pre-jumping the play. Now, pinch not likely to bounce in as Juicy discouraged from going through the air due to the Lostt prepping for him on the ceiling. Instead, he brings it down to the ground, doesn't find much of a shot, and gets sent back to his back line. Under a minute now. Juicy forced to take what is a pretty tough setup. The ball was far off the wall, but Lostt has prevented him from being able to get anything clean. He's got to take what he can get. Now this backflip might be the answer. Can Juicy get this in front in time? He can't. It was tough to handle. But this possession is still in Juicy's control. As long as he gets a goal, there's enough time for a kickoff to tie this game and send it to overtime. Juicy ran out of boost, had no finish, and this Lostt takeaway is probably going to end the game here, as he should not allow Juicy back into it. Wise to stay grounded. So even though he loses the backflip challenge, he's first back to the ball. Long shots will seal it. 5-2 for Lostt in game number 1 here against Juicy. An early lead for the Brazilian against a guy who, in his previous matches, was looking like he might be one of the best in the world. He is going to get one more goal before it ends. It has been a bit, though, since those were played basically right after the last major, and we're now into the next major since Juicy had played. Dude, did you hear that RL Duels is starting a Twitch channel? Yeah, I did. I saw that. I think I was the second follower on that channel. Yo, Redfish Rebel, thank you for the tier 1. The brand new tier 1. Much appreciated. Helps a lot in our road to Partner Plus 300. Partner Plus 2. I think we're already Partner Plus 1 or whatever it's called. Game number 2. Lostt. Off to a good start. Can he keep it up here as his first kickoff goes into his half? It's still fairly neutral for both. Juicy just baits Lostt into a bad challenge. The ball was right in between both the 100 boosts, where it probably felt like either one of them could make a play. Juicy was first to the ball and really had no way to get that into a scoring position, and that's why he just sits behind the ball and hopes that Lostt will come make a bad challenge, because if he doesn't, it's really tough to get something going. What a shot from Juicy. A full field dribble as Juicy starts slowly, by the way, in his back corner. Lostt had pre-jumped it, was floating in the air, and then the final reset is just enough. Lostt is going to end up triple tapping it in, but he had no choice but to try and get up to stop it. And already, the Gentlemates player has tied his scoreline from the previous game, and I think he did end up getting 3. He got like a garbage time goal, but here we'll count for the garbage time goal as well with this flick. This is actually a pretty nasty flick to convert on the kickoff. Juicy gonna go low 50. Lostt manages to get it off the angle of the net. Juicy little reset. Oh my goodness, Lostt, what a save. Lostt came off the side wall, and normally when you go to the ground, you get completely punished by somebody who's trying to, or the player who's trying to defend off the back wall gets punished, but Lostt found a way to get down and make the right flip to get the save. And now, I didn't even have a chance to get some offense going. Sidewall pinch, 8 boosts to work with. He is going to try and stay into play. Bump attempt didn't work, so now it's off to the midfield boost. Juicy wanting to counter that by flicking into the opposite corner. It's not going to work. 3-0 possession is Juicy's, but it's bouncing dangerously in front of his net. He is able to get his own back corner, and Lostt just a slight mistake on the recovery there. Even a moment of driving back and forth on the wall is your doom. He didn't decide how he wanted to get out fast enough, but even if he did, he might still have been in trouble, considering he did not win the boost battle. Delay kickoff for Lostt. Maybe he's been watching some Atos show matches. Atos been using this to great effect. Lostt ultra delaying this one, though. She does a pretty good job of faking it as well, watching it from Juicy's POV. Lostt's name tag is still jumping up and down like you're used to seeing on a regular kickoff. Fakes his kickoff, but doesn't able to get much out of it. Juicy wants a low 50, but Lostt able to get it with enough power off the backboard that it goes out past Juicy, forcing him to fully retreat. Now boost control on the field for Lostt. Can he find a way to score quickly? He seemed to want to counter, and he does! He caught the ground double over the top of Juicy. He knew he had all the boosts, and before Juicy had a chance to reset on anything, he wanted to play right away, and it ended up paying off because Juicy can't get to the right position on the pad that he's working with, and Lostt eventually able to score. A great play from Lostt, very unorthodox, but prioritizing the right things. Knew in that moment he had the biggest advantage he's going to get. If he plays it any slower, it allows Juicy to reset, and he has to go against a full boost defender, which he does not want to do. Now, a kickoff into his back corner. He is able to bait Juicy into a bad 50. In a game that looked like it was going to be Juicy pulling away, as we approach halftime, Lostt has it within one. Does Lostt play KBM? No, Lostt does not play KBM. One of the reasons why you're probably thinking that he does is because famously one of his Furia teammates, Strafinho, does play KBM. But KBM players are few and far between, and Lostt is controller. Juicy must have felt like he could get to this ball quicker because he did not rush to it. Playing a bit of chicken, and he loses as Lostt gets over the top. Kickoff win for Juicy. Feels like it's been a while since we've seen this. A little reset shot is unfortunately slightly predictable for Lostt, as he knows where Juicy has to go with it. Great save. Now a flick in and out of the net for Lostt. Back to the ball before Juicy, but Juicy was able to grab the corner. So he's not in a terrible position as these two vie for control. They keep trading their boost for possession. Right now, Lostt wants to get something going from all the way on the back wall. Ooh, Juicy missed challenge, but he's still gonna make it back. What a save! He pinned it off the post and then back away from Lostt as well. So a dual purpose save as the scoring has slowed down, and it seems like the next goal gonna be a big one for this 1v1. Lostt, I'm actually really surprised. Wow, he managed to get the win in the race to the corner boost and dodge getting demoed and convert for a goal. I do not blame Juicy for chasing this one down. I thought he was going to be able to prevent that, but Lostt with the single jump, able to clip the 100 boost and also avoid getting taken off the map. 5-4 lead with 1:03 left to go. Juicy reads the fake kickoff this time. Lostt going to chip it to the backboard and now has to defend with pads. Juicy, though, is attacking with nothing and is good enough fake. Lostt has made up a couple times by just backflipping to overcorrect, a mistaken positioning where he kind of shot too far. This time he tried to do it again, but it wasn't enough. Double delay kickoff as they both try and cheese each other here with 1 minute left to go. Juicy not going to be able to steal the midfield boost. In fact, he gets demoed, and it's going to be a goal for Lostt, who knows to waste as much time as possible as he rolls it in. Juicy needed to stay up on the side wall, or really he was just in trouble. Even if he does stay there, that allows Lostt to get to the ball clean. Kickoff win denied for Juicy, who thought he was going to have a wall to air dribble. Lostt pinches it away. That just buys him a bit of time, as Juicy will get to his aerial all the same. It is a reset that he decides not to use. Lostt has that read. There was an opportunity to go for the musty, but Juicy decided against it, went to the ground, and Lostt gonna make it a 2-goal game. A Another delay kickoff for Juicy as he finds or looks for a way to try and get 2 goals in 20 seconds. Lostt just goes for the bump on Juicy. Might have been a mistake. As now a great scoring chance for Juicy off the ceiling. Puts it past Lostt and just a little bit too far past the net. He wanted to get it inside the left side. Thought maybe he could double it in case he put it too far, but he could not. So no chance at kickoff to force overtime. It will be a Lostt win in game number 2. Juicy's going to need a reverse sweep. He wants to take down the Brazilian. Game 3, Juicy and Lostt. Juicy had a huge bounce back start to game number 2, but Lostt eventually found his lead. He was able to hold off the late mix-up attempts from Juicy to try and force overtime. Can Juicy repeat the first few minutes of game number 2? Get himself a good start. He's looking for a backboard double as Lostt rotates back. He is able to break up and get that save. Now Juicy, seeing Lostt back off in the midfield, decides not to go for the dribble from the back wall. Instead, he'll take it from the ground, and a great shot as he flips to the other side of the ball, places this behind Lostt. Juicy has decided to move away from the fakes that Lostt was starting to read. He was getting the low saves and getting counterattacks, but Juicy's always been able to play it through the air when he needs to. Now delay kickoff from Lostt to equalize. Delaying on the diagonal. We haven't seen that too much. Virgil, they give it the tier 1 for 30 months. 30 months. Long time. Appreciate you. Juicy cannot get Lostt to make a mistake on the first 50, but finds a way into the net all the same. Lostt playing on pads, creeping out to this corner. I don't know if he was hoping for a respawn, but that boost was just recently taken. It's not going to show up for him, and Juicy will punish him for not staying in net. It's a tough decision, though, for those defenders who always need to be keeping their speed, really, to be able to stop a pro-level attacker. You might be able to get away with it in your games just sitting on the goal line, but it's a death sentence here in these top-level ones. Juicy going to flick in the midfield, get himself a 3-1 lead. Lostt, you could see he was kind of hesitating, deciding whether or not to shadow or challenge. Right as he made his decision, so did Juicy. Juicy is gonna, oh my goodness, is he not gonna own goal? I thought for sure he was gonna own goals. He tried to play keep away, but he managed to push the ball off the post and not his own net. He died in the process. Now he'll get some payback as he checks his camera. He wants to fake him, or at least he wants to waste a few more moments. I realize there's no way he's gonna try and fake. Way too risky from that far out of the net. He does just flip the ball in after seeing the respawn. Juicy was ready to back off if Lostt was going to try and take the ball, but he notices that Lostt is headed to the corner, so he turns back, and now Lostt will play a bit of keep away as he steals the roll into this corner, and Juicy went a little bit all in, hoping for a demo, didn't get it, and Lostt stays max speed in order to punish. Fake kickoff on the diagonal. We saw him delay that earlier. This time the fake gets him a possession. Not as favorable as the delay did, as he loses control quickly. And Juicy just going to boom the ball. He knows he has a low boost defender in nets who's not going to be able to make a save on anything quick. Kickoff from Juicy. Lostt tried to score it. Doing so relinquishes control. Allows Juicy into this full field dribble. That touch is too strong. It's already headed over the top of the net. So no adjustment Juicy can make. Pool shot clear to the side wall. Juicy gonna take Lostt setup. Low 50s have stopped working though for Juicy. As Lostt did not get the reset, tried to flip into the ball. And the no contact means it's an easy roll-in for Juicy. So around this time in the previous game, Lostt had made up his deficit. And shortly after took the lead, but this time around it's going to be a 6-goal lead for Juicy. Juicy, what a pre-flip. Still Lostt is there. It was never going to be a strong shot. Lostt, ooh, that jump just guaranteed another goal. If he had managed to stay down, he might have been able to beat Juicy out to the ball. That flip guaranteed it. (7-2) with 1:40 on the clock. Lostt looking for a full field redirect type angle. He is somewhat in that desperation mode as he steals this one away off the ceiling and maybe going a little bit too ham on the ball as he's now forced himself to try and collect it here on his back wall with very little boost. But wait a second, did he just find an opportunity to score? Lostt has been so entertaining. He is not playing these matches like anyone we've ever seen, and somehow he knew he'd have a chance at scoring here after using up all his boost and playing quickly in the corner. He baited Juicy in and is maybe still in this match. He's going to have to get a few kickoff wins in a row, and even this one is maybe not good enough. Juicy seemed like he's going to be in control. Lostt naturally is just diving all over the ball. It's really his only way out of this 4-goal deficit. Now Juicy's trying to get multiple resets, and he actually just passed the ball to Lostt, which is a bit good because we were watching on Lostt POV, and it would have been bummed if Juicy hit that insane double reset while I wasn't on his POV. But now 3 goals, 51 seconds. It's clear that Juicy feels like he's won this game. Otherwise, I don't think he's going for the double reset. He will use the delay to get his goal right back. These guys have... Oh, Lostt was actually delaying as well. It's not the first time we've seen them double delay. This time, the more patient player was rewarded. Lostt. It seems like he's just booming the ball at the side wall. So often in these ones matches, we see players controlling, getting the ball rolling up side walls. What a pogo from Juicy. Strong bounce. Whereas Lostt seems to just be slamming it off of the side wall and back wall whenever he can, and just using his speed in the play as a way to create opportunities. Juicy will get demoed, but he'll get his first game win. Game 3 going to go to Juicy. Staying alive in the series. As he tries one more pre-flip, not going to work. 2-1 in favor of Lostt. Game number 4. Chat talking about how Juicy did not say GG. And as if it's crazier that he didn't say it after his win. It seems like he's pretty consistent. He just doesn't say GG, which I'm sure Lostt does not think is a big deal. Lostt maybe trying to save boost there and connect with it on the ground. Probably needed to just go all in on that save attempt and stay on ball. It wasn't going to be easy, but it was better than allowing Juicy the follow-up. Ooh, a little pre-flip pop from Juicy. Look at this shot. Even Lostt going to drop him the nice shot as he goes to pick up the corner boost, turning to challenge. It looks like Juicy's nowhere near the ball, but he pre-flips underneath it and gets his corner right underneath the ball to pop it up. Juicy's off to another early lead. Juicy can't really find a way to finish this air dribble. Lostt is actually going to have to get back down to this ball. He's so far away from it. He seemed to be trying to set it up to the ceiling, but the ball never really got past mid-height. Juicy turning this infield. Oh my goodness, he has to dodge the Lostt bump pressure and ends up not being able to follow up that shot. It looked like a clear open net miss, but I think it had to do with Lostt chasing him down and not just wanting to get demoed. Now Lostt has an air dribble opportunity. What a wave dash cut to try and take it into the opposite side of the net. Juicy still, though, covers that angle. Now Juicy on 0. Will he elect to stay around with Lostt? Another heavy touch. Just hands the ball away. Did not need to give Juicy a chance here. Now Juicy on 0 boost, going to get a goal. I think it all goes back to Lostt handing possession away. And it's kind of how he's been playing the whole series, and it's led to a lot of goals for him, to be honest. His heavy touches that he follows back up have worked on occasion, but I think one out to the midfield, like that one, is not likely to come with any surprise. Juicy just going to turn around and take his possession that he's gifted. Juicy trying to chip this infield as best he can to not allow Lostt to take it away, but Lostt still got the touch. Now Juicy lost control. Did a decent job to get any sort of 50 out of it. Juicy, big clear, gets the boost steal. Lostt going to be forced to defend. Send this one. What he tried to do is send it as high as he could. Make it awkward for Juicy, and I think he did succeed. Not allow Juicy to get an easy setup. When you go for those wall to air dribbles, you don't want it all the way at ceiling heights. It'll leave you with a lot less opportunities. So as a defender, you might want to send the ball there in order to capitalize. Lostt again, going for a heavy touch and trying to get a double. This time off the ceiling. Juicy able to intercept, and now a hook shot on the power shot. Slight hook, but mostly power, as he rips this one into the top shelf right as Lostt hits the brakes. Can't get up to make that save. 4-0 now. No scoring for Lostt as we approach the final couple minutes. What a save here. Juicy sees Lostt going in and out of the net, decides to go low for the 50, and Lostt recovers down. He's done a great job of that, going high and recovering back down. More so than you see for most defenders. Air dribble bump will work. Lostt didn't connect, but he gets his goal as Juicy tries to pre-jump. Lostt only needs a couple touches in order to get that one on target, and uses the rest of boost to prevent Juicy from having an angle onto the ball. Juicy into the attacking corner. Heads to the ceiling for the reset. Has a great position here. Tries to put it near post, but Lostt was prepared for that. And the strong save leads to the easy counterattack. If Juicy was playing this a little bit faster, then maybe Lostt would have gone flying past the near post and been unable to make the save. But one thing that Lostt has done really well is floating off the back wall and making the right flip, putting himself in the right position. Does that again. Now a little pop in the corner, gets the ball ahead of Juicy, and all of a sudden, despite the fact that he was held scoreless for what felt like 3.5 minutes, he's now within one with 1:20 left to go. Juicy. Slight pop, just testing Lostt, see what he's going to do to react. Maybe chase him down for a demo. Didn't succeed on that, but did pull him off the ball, so he's got a possession again in the back corner. Little camera check over the top to see where Lostt is at. Ball was rolling off the top of his car. No choice but to flick then, or let the ball drop to the ground. Lostt, he has been so effective on these counterattacks. Juicy this time finally able to stop him, though, by undercutting him and getting back to the ball. And now Juicy has known better than to go to the ground. Lostt has read all the slow plays. It's time to use the flip. That's exactly what Juicy does as he rolls this past Lostt to just about secure game number 5. 35 seconds for Lostt to bring it back. No mix-up from either one of these guys on the diagonal kickoff, which is actually a bit of a surprise the way this series has been going so far. Both of them have been mixing up in these crucial moments. Now Juicy, really strong first touch. Rushing back to the ball. Can Lostt make yet another save? Floating off the back wall. This time he can't. Juicy just lets it fall. And Lostt not able to get a clean enough save as he is out past the play. The best he can do is a little double jump to pop it right back. Now delay kickoff. He's not giving up on this game. If he could delay kickoff 3 in a row directly into the net, then he could probably tie it up and send overtime, but Juicy read that as well. We are headed to game 5. Juicy versus Lostt. Had a feeling this would be a nice matchup. I think Juicy comes in as the favorites. Can Lostt slow down the reverse sweep? Game 5, Juicy versus Lostt, and we brought him to Champions Field because why not? Juicy trying to finish off the reverse sweep after a great start from Lostt. In fact, ever since the first game, Lostt has gone down early in all of them. He was able to bring it back in game 2, but since then, he hasn't been able to find his way. Really be able to get a strong start here in game number 5 so that he doesn't have to do a comeback. The pair, thank you for the prime for 13 months. Double reset from Lostt. Oh my goodness. The wave dash shots has a ton of power, 91 kilometers per hour on the double reset. Juicy tried to pre-jump it, but he went slightly past the play. Juicy, a 50, can he get the angle? No, it's wide. Lostt staying on the ball despite playing with less than a pad and had a tough time controlling it. He's gonna lose it. And Juicy will tie it up quickly. Lostt not going for the wall to air dribble off the one kickoff. Maybe he knew Juicy would be chasing him down. Instead cuts it infield on the ground. Now he's got Juicy playing with nothing in nets, but did not have control of the ball. As he tried to swing and gain possession, Juicy was there to challenge. Lostt. Strong first touch in an attempt to punish Juicy for shadowing close. If you get the ball out ahead of Juicy, you can have a tough time making the right play, but Juicy able to handle it. Boost steal in the corner. Lostt has more than enough to work with, though. These guys playing quickly. Lostt really likes to try and score with speed out of his own corner. See if he can surprise Juicy. But he hasn't had a lot of success lately with it. Instead, he'll be able to make a save and get a counterattack. 2-1 for Lostt. Can you get G2 for some 2s when they arrive in London? Yeah, I'm sure that I think G2 is showing up later. I've seen a ton of different takes about why G2 is not in the 2v2 tournament that Johnny is hosting and that we'll be streaming tomorrow. And everybody loves to just speculate on all the million reasons, and they're just not there yet. It's as simple as that. But maybe they'll be interested in playing 2s once they do get there. Juicy little pogo shots. You love to see it. Lostt drops him the nice shot as he's falling to the ground. No other choice but to pop this ball over the top of Lostt. You can tell when it's coming based on the position of the defender and where they're going to turn in to challenge from. That if you get the pogo, there's nothing they can do, and Juicy saw his opportunity. He showed off his pogo, I think, in early game 1 or 2 at the end of the game when it didn't matter anymore. But it was clear he got a strong pop, and he knew how to make that shot happen when he needs it. This time he did. The pogo shot will tie the game up. He's quicker to the ball than Lostt, and recognizing now that this is Lost's MO. He does not like to slow down. He wants to rush the play. Juicy uses that to his advantage. Nice read on the fake kickoff. Lostt gonna chip it on target. Continue to try and just pepper the back wall to eventually get his goal. He's got Juicy playing on pads now as he takes to the skies. And he go for a 50 on the goal line. It's gonna be a pinch between the two of them. That sends it soaring into the corner. Juicy out ahead of him. Steals all the boost, but Lostt quickly makes up for that. Although the ring around the rosy will end as Juicy able to steal away this possession. That flick was not it from Lostt. 4-2. Minute 30 on the clock. Juicy just waiting out. Knows Lostt is going to be swinging around for a demo. Dodges the first one, but forgot about the fact that Lostt could chase him down for the second. Now Lostt air dribble bump, and it's off target. The ball hit the post and out instead of in. Juicy, though, is very low on boost. Lostt tries to take advantage of that, but Juicy gets underneath the ball and pokes it up over the top of Lostt, who had the advantage. And it actually rolls its way all the way in for a goal. Juicy on a couple pads just gets directly underneath the ball and gets it clean over the top. And now a 3-goal lead. Shout out Graybeard for the raid. W raid from Mr. Graybeard. Lost the demo. A spawn on that near post might have enabled Juicy to get the save. I think he would have been perfectly in the line of the shots, but he spawns on the opposite side. 58 seconds. Lostt needs a couple good kickoffs. He wins this one. Is he going to try and score it quickly? No, he slows down the play. He knows if he boomed that ball into the net, it would have allowed Juicy to get a save with power and likely end his possession. Instead, he tried to keep his possession going, but it did not work out that way. He is just hoping for a moment that Juicy will get rid of the ball as he tries his best to stay relevant on 10 boost, but the problem for Lostt is Juicy had no issue controlling it all the way into a great top shelf shot, playing off of each pad as he picked up as he went down the field. Juicy, big kickoff win, one that very likely could end the series, as Lostt probably needed one here with 30 seconds left to go. A fake will do it. Juicy is now going to slowly bounce it on his way in. 7-4, 26 on the clock. The problem for Lostt is Juicy has been more than willing to mix up his kickoffs as well, so I just don't see 4 straight kickoffs going in Lost's favor. This one into his back corner, and he doesn't really have time for that, so it will just be a victory lap here for Juicy. In the final 10 seconds, can Lostt put on some garbage time goals? Doesn't seem like he'll be able to. Juicy, one more for the road. Interesting shots. Was it a pogo? We have to go see. He kind of flipped as he landed. Yes, count it. Another pogo shot for Juicy. Maybe not your conventional pogo, but hey, a pogo all the same. Fake kickoff from Lostt. Juicy is just going to let the time tick out. GG's, the reverse sweep. France able to take it down over Brazil in Game 5.